some breaking news coming in right this minute as we continue to piece together the latest details emerging. The UN nuclear watchdog chief has told the Security Council that the above-ground pilot enrichment plant at Iran's Natanz nuclear site has been destroyed. That's a significant development coming in at this point. The UN nuclear watchdog chief himself telling the Security Council that the above-ground pilot enrichment plant at the Natanz nuclear site in Iran has been destroyed. And this comes, remember, as the UNSC has convened that emergency session on the Israel-Iran hostilities. And Iran had claimed the attacks by Israel on Natanz nuclear facility only at surface level. And the Natanz nuclear facility is one of Iran's most significant nuclear installations located near the city of Natanz. In fact, it's a key part of Iran's nuclear program. The facility is primarily used for uranium enrichment. That, of course, is a process essential for both civilian nuclear energy and potentially nuclear weapons development. So at this point, what is being said by the nuclear watchdog chief himself is that above-ground pilot enrichment plant at Iran's Natanz nuclear site has been destroyed. That's the word coming in the latest from the UN nuclear watchdog chief. And we also understand that this is a crucial development given the fact that Israel, in fact, Iran had claimed that the attacks by Israel on the Natanz nuclear facility was only at surface level. And the Natanz nuclear facility is an important part, a very important part of Iran's nuclear program. In fact, it is the country, one of the country's most significant nuclear installations located near the city of Natanz. And it's a key part of Iran's nuclear program. And the facility is primarily used for uranium enrichment. Let's just go back across now to Colonel David Roche. I want to just take in a quick comment from you on that development at this point.
Well, it's not surprising. This is one of the best known Iranian nuclear facilities. It's been involved in the nuclear enrichment program for a long time. The question is whether Israel is done with it. I think they are not. Recently, we had seen evidence that the Iranians were building parallel tunnels to Natanz. And one expert whose opinion I have a high degree of respect for said this was so that they could exfiltrate enriched uranium or centrifuges if there was an attack. By destroying the above-ground facilities, that makes it harder but not impossible. I would suspect as a former military planner, I guess, who, if my objective was to truly destroy their enrichment facility there, what I would do would be in the course of a multi-day campaign. The first day I would destroy the surface buildings to make it difficult to transfer the uranium to get access to the tunnels. You want to lock the gates to the underground facilities, the blast doors, so that it can't be attacked from the air, which also means you can't transfer the uranium. And then over a course of several days, while you're degrading Iran's surface-to-air defense capability, and their ballistic missile capability, you continue some small degree of attacks there, ultimately with an eye towards landing forces on the ground, entering the facility and destroying it from within. And that's what Israel did with the Revolutionary Guard and Lebanese Hezbollah Masyaf ballistic missile production and storage facility in Syria about a year ago. So that is... Israel has done that before, and I think that's the only way to really be assured that you achieve complete destruction.
Right. You earlier also pointed out your assessment of the volume that we're looking at as compared to True Promise 1, True Promise 2. For the benefit of our viewers who are just joining in, if you can just elaborate on that.
So the first Iranian strike on Israel was about 300 projectiles in total, roughly 50-50 missiles and drones. The drones were intercepted primarily by a multinational effort to include the countries whose airspace was violated by the drones. So they were shot down by conventional aircraft for the most part, or surface-to-air ones. The missiles were intercepted by Israel's missile defense. Iran used about 5 to 10% of their missile arsenal. But when it was apparent that they achieved no real result, they said, well, this was just a demonstration. We were using our out-of-date missiles. In October, True Promise 2 was entirely missiles. There did seem to be a higher level of sophistication and accuracy with the missiles, and they were aimed mostly at the air base in the western part of Israel that hosts F-35 fighters. They achieved a number of hits on that air base, but they did not seem to have put it out of operation or to have destroyed major aircraft. So again, limited success, and that was well over 100 missiles, probably about 120, and again at a targeted facility. What we're seeing here so far appears to be a much lower volume of missiles. And rather than using precision missiles aimed at specific military targets, it appears, although we can't be sure until tomorrow, that these may be just firing random at densely populated areas to try to increase damage. That would indicate to me that Iran's missile storage is under stress, that they're running out of missiles with which to launch credible military strikes. Unfortunately for Iran, if Israel determines that they have taken up a deliberate policy of indiscriminate targeting of built-up areas, Israel will respond not exactly in kind, but they will expand their target lists to inflict some serious damage on Iranian infrastructure located in or close to cities. And this is a very traumatic thing for Iranians who lived through the War of the Cities when Saddam Hussein was indiscriminately firing very inaccurate but dangerous missiles at Iranian cities in the 1980s.
Indeed. That, of course, is a very insightful assessment of what this operation carried out by Iran entailed, True Promise 3 in retaliation for the Israeli attack. We're leaving it there for the moment, Colonel David Roche. Thanks very much for joining us with those perspectives.